So I did a poll some days ago asking my beautiful and awesome subscribers if they thought that the Doomslayer could actually survive in the Warhammer 40K universe, and out of the 4,700 votes, 96% of the people that voted said that yes, and the other 4% that no. The people that are up to date with Doom's lore know that the Doomslayer may be one of the most powerful characters in sci-fi gaming, and even one of the most powerful characters in gaming overall. But I'm not here to suck the toes of the Doomslayer. I'm here to see if the Doomslayer can actually survive in the 41st millennium, because there is a huge chunk of very vocal people that say that it's impossible for the Doomslayer to survive in the Warhammer 40K universe, that the Doomslayer is no different than an Adeptus Astartes, that the Doomslayer will never be able to even touch the Grey Knights, that the Doomslayer will perish with the gaze of a Primarch, and that just by entering the warp, the Imperium, he will die. One of my best friends thought the same thing too, and we got into a pretty heated debate, but it was actually pretty fun. This video was already done by Commissar Gamsa a year ago, and it has over 1 million views, but Gamsa only talked about the Doomslayer being inside of the warp, the Imperium, and against the forces of chaos, not against the whole 41st millennium. If this video reaches 10,000 likes, I will greatly appreciate it, brothers. Leave a comment on who do you think can survive and even solo the Warhammer 40K universe, and share this video with everyone. Thanks for watching and enjoy the video, my Spartans. Let me get this clear. I'm not an expert on Warhammer 40K lore. I'm not even close on being an expert. Everything I know is because I've been watching lots of Luatin videos on 40K lore, and I really think his 40K lore videos are the best on YouTube, so I'll leave a link for his channel in the description down below. So to make this video shorter, I'm not gonna start with the Adeptus Astartes. I think we already know that the Adeptus Astartes are nowhere near as powerful as the Doomslayer, and there's actually a reason for a chapter of Space Marines or even the Imperium to go against the Doomslayer. As we all know, the Slayer gains power by killing demons. That fact alone makes him a heretic in the eyes of the Imperium of Mankind. Even though the Astartes have 20 plus different gene seeds on their bodies, the reality is that they are nowhere near as powerful as the Slayer. The Grey Knights are what stand in between the Imperium, the Warp, the forces of chaos, and the Imperium of Man. Their sole purpose in life is to destroy the demons that spawn outside of the Warp and to purge the heretics that draw power from the Warp. Grey Knights are leagues stronger than the Astartes, for the sole reason that they fight only demonic entities from the Warp. Grey Knights are always the best psychers from the Imperium. I cannot scale the strength of your average Grey Knight, but Angron, which was stated to be one of the strongest Primarchs in terms of strength, was able to lift a Warhound Titan's leg, which had a weight of 200 tons. And also, Angron was second to the Emperor of Mankind in terms of strength. Primarchs were created with the direct gene seed of the Emperor. They were created to be the perfect generals. But the Doomslayer fought the Titan and overpowered him in the First Age in Hell. The Titan had a height of a skyscraper and had a weight of 200,000 tons, and the Doomslayer killed the Titan basically naked, with no power armor, no guns, and with just a shield and sword. For the Doomslayer to kill this being, he would have to exert 55 to 400 tons of TNT with each punch. So we can basically say that the punches of the Doomslayer are basically nukes. Hence why the Doomslayer basically obliterates demons with one punch when on Berserk mode. For me, the Doomslayer in Berserk mode is not even his full power in canon, to be honest. That's why people never scale the Doomslayer against the Imperium of Man in terms of raw power. The Doomslayer overpowers them with ease, but not everything is raw power in the 41st millennium. Psychers are one of the most dangerous types of combatants in the 41st millennium. There is not a proper scale on how powerful are the Psychers, but one of the strongest ones within the Imperium have been noted to be able to move a whole planet and hide it within the warp. And some of the weaker Psychers are still able to destroy tanks with their telekinetic abilities. The problem with Psychers is that they draw their psychic power from the Imperium, from the warp, so they are very susceptible on being corrupted by the forces of chaos. Even still, I do not think normal Psychers should be able to hold the Doomslayer in place. But a Primarch, I'm not saying that a Primarch could be able to kill the Doomslayer with his psychic abilities alone, but a Primarch could be able or should be able to hold him on his place. Well, we now know why no one likes to scale the Doomslayer with the Imperium of Man. He basically is as strong as the Emperor in terms of raw strength, or even more powerful to be honest, but the Doomslayer is no Psyker, so he wouldn't be able to counter the attacks of a proficient Psyker like a Primarch or even a Grey Knight. And what about the warp? We can say that once the Doomslayer enters the warp, he will not be able to get outside of it, but that's no problem for the Doomslayer to be honest. He stayed in hell battling demons and dark lords for billions of years. But okay, once in the warp, the demonic entities will try to kill the Doomslayer, that's only natural. And even if his weaponry is nowhere near as powerful as the weaponry they use in the 41st millennium, like bolters, heavy bolters and stuff like that, his true power comes out of his fists. Using guns is a nerf the Doomslayer set on himself. But anyways, no demon would be able to kill the Doomslayer, or even harm him to be honest. The one and only goal for the Doomslayer inside the warp would be to cleanse it from demonic presence, and in that way he's basically doing the will of the Imperium, and to destroy every single of the Chaos Gods. First being Khorne, the Chaos God who seeks only battle, and gets stronger every time an act of hatred is made. So, in a way, every time the Doomslayer kills a demon that spawns from Khorne, Khorne will get stronger and will spawn more demons, and every time the Slayer kills a demon, he will get stronger as well. If we take into account that killing demons in 40k has the same effect than in Doom, in a sense, Khorne versus the Doomslayer will be an endless cycle of who gets stronger over time, and the other three Chaos Gods will only be watching to be honest. One is the God of Fate, the other the God of Pestilence, and Slanesh is the God of Lust. And there is no reason on scaling the Slayer against the Orcs or the Dark Eldars. If the Doomslayer is as strong in terms of raw power as the Emperor or even stronger, the Orcs and the Eldars do next to nothing to him. But okay, can the Doomslayer actually survive in the Warhammer 40k universe? Yes and no. He should be one of the strongest, if not the strongest creature in the universe in terms of durability and raw power. They cannot harm him, they cannot do anything to the Doomslayer, and the Doomslayer in terms of raw power is stronger than the Emperor. But because he is not a Psyker, a proficient Psyker should be able to bind him in place for who knows how much time. But no creature or demonic entity should be able to kill the Bane of Hell itself. It's just impossible, and I'm not trying to suck the toes of the Doomslayer. I think these are just facts. The Doomslayer in terms of durability and power should be the strongest in the 41st millennium. It's just that the Psychers are basically the counter for the Doomslayer. But will he thrive in the 40k universe? Yeah, he would. He will have a pretty fun time to be honest. But in all honesty, I think the Doomslayer would do best if he was selected as a Grey Knight. Like if the Doomslayer magically appears in the Warhammer 40k universe and he meets with the Imperium of Man, they will know that, or maybe he will say to them that he hates demons, so if he shows his true power to the Imperium of Man, they will make him a Grey Knight even though he is no Psyker. His power alone will make him capable of being a Grey Knight, and basically they are going to throw the Doomslayer into the warp. Like, Grey Knights stand in between the warp and the Imperium of Man. Like, they rarely do enter into the warp, or I think they have never entered the warp. I do not know, to be honest, but I do know that they stand in between the warp and the Imperium of Man, in between the warp and humanity. But I think the Doomslayer will be the only Grey Knight they will throw inside the warp, so that no demon comes out of the warp, pretty much. It's basically Doom 64 all over again. Doom guy enters the portal to hell and closes it from the inside so that no demon comes out from hell ever again. It's basically going to be like that all over again. They can make him a Primarch, or maybe the second Emperor of Mankind, because to be honest, I'm not trying to be a fanboy of the Doomslayer, but I do believe that the Doomslayer is going to be the most powerful entity inside the Warhammer 40K universe, for the exception of the Chaos Gods, because we do not know just how powerful are the Chaos Gods, to be honest. But okay, Spartans, as always, please let me know if you do agree with the outcome of this video, and if you don't, please let me know why down below. And so, okay, Spartans, I love you to death. Do not forget to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and on Amino. To the Discord server, all the links are down below, and thank you all so much to all of my Patreon supporters. On the Space Marine section we have Florian Hablowetz and Awesome Bra, and on the Doomslayer section we have Chris Shades, Olivery, and Android. Thank you so much for your continuous support on the channel. And so, okay, Spartans, I'll see you guys tomorrow on a video on negative atmosphere. It's going to be pretty cool.